Hi, this is Bob Montego, and you're in tune to Wake Up and Live. Today, we want to feature a fashion designer who is doing some amazing work in her community to ensure that her family and many of those in the medical profession get some protective mask because the stores are all sold out, and she's trying to do her little part by pitching in and making as much as possible that she can, and even beefing them up to a even stronger standard than the commercial ones sold in the community, in the stores. So when we think of one quick point here, when we think of fashion designers, the first thing that tends to come to the ordinary person's mind is a dressmaker or a seamstress. But just to let you know, a fashion designer is a whole lot more, much more than a seamstress. In fact, most fashion designers don't sew at all. They develop the product. They do sketches, develop the designs for the garment, and then they put it into production through first making a sample, and then making what's called a production pattern, and then send it off to make thousands or millions or whatever amount they use to make for that product. All right. But I am going to go through the process of showing you exactly how she works. What we're looking at here is a mannequin's head. Don't be alarmed. It's a mannequin's head. It's not the full standard size of a face, so the mask might look a little big on this face. It's a much smaller face, but that's what she has to work with. All right. Stay tuned. I'm going to show you a very interesting process of how she develops these patterns into a mask. Amazing. Stay tuned. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a compilation of all the the parts of the process that leads up to making this face mask. Where we are right now, we're in her sample room. All right, sample room. You can see her reference books, her machines, her different machines. The here and so forth. And what I did right here was just to set up her a one of her big ironing board, just to use as a display board. All right. All right. So let's get into it. So, fashion designer, if you want to know exactly what they are, would be, you could imagine a architect. You have to build a house. All there is this idea in the head, but you have to flesh out the idea and put it into parts. So the fashion designer starts generally with a sketch. All right. So she sketches the design, how she think it would be, how she wants it to look. Then the first thing I noticed she did was to take a sample of this fabric, cut a piece because she's now going to make a pattern because she has to make many masks. So she needs a pattern first to develop a sample. So she cut a piece of fabric from this, and I noticed what she did was to actually wrap the fabric around this the person's face, not the mannequin, because this is a smaller form face and it needs to be the right dimensions. Wrapped it around the face, and then she used a bunch of pins and she pins up the fabric into shape. That's a process called draping. Pins it up into shape, gets a shape, use a marker to mark the different parts where she's gonna sew the patterns and all the different things, do the measurements, all the numbers, and everything. Then she gets out a pattern that looks like this. See all the markings, all the technical writings and stuff. We don't know what that means, but that's how the pattern of the mask looks like. All right. Once she's established a pattern, then she has to make a sample. Then so she makes a sample, make sure it works. All right. Sample would be like this, make sure it works. Then she makes any correction on the pattern, uh, you know, take out all the kinks, and then start working with it. Now, once a pattern is established, all right, what she does is cut. You'll notice on the here from the pattern, this is about 50 mask underneath here that's ready to be sewn. All right, she starts putting. The second process is to put them together. So this here would be the mask on the construction. I took up one from her just to show what it's like. Oh, by the way, she declined to come on camera because she did not want to be flooded with people desperately looking for masks once this hits my channel. So she declined to come on camera. All right. So this would be the thing in sewing, the mask in sewing. See all the darts and the stuff. Look at me getting technical. All the darts and stuff here. And then she goes further by putting in a lining. See this thick lining in here? So the outside part of the mask would be the barrier, and then the lining inside would be the filter for the nose, so you're well protected. All right. Then once she puts that together, I'm just giving you the snap view, the short version of it. Once she puts that all together, then it will come and look like what the men watching this video now think a brassiere is, you know. So it looks more, yes, it does look more like a unibrow. All right, and then you can see the inner part. There's the filter inner part. The fabric is different from the outer part. So this is the outside barrier, and then this is a filter. All right, and then you would put it on. Notice it covers the nose and the entire face. Wish I had it on my face, then you'd have probably seen how well it fits. Now we have here a regular sample of a commercial one. You can see how flimsy this is and how short this is. That's actually even better than this one. All right, and she's doing these so she can provide them for the nurses and medical personnel in the community that does not have any, and even give it to her family, extended family, and so to make sure everybody's staying safe. All right, so there you go, a complete mask. All right, and you're in tune to Bob Montego on Wake Up and Live, and just featuring a very noble fashion designer, Janet Vaz, who has been in the fashion business in New York for 16 years. She doesn't work in New York fashion industry anymore, but she did that for 16 years. Went through fashion high school, graduated from Pratt Institute in Brooklyn, and also through Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City. Two premier fashion colleges, two of three premier fashion colleges, a third being Parsons, if you've watched Fashion Runway and know what that is. All right. Okay, so there you have it. Thank you for joining Wake Up and Live. This is Bob Montego, and catch you next time.